Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon. We're really glad that you could be with us today, especially during your lunch hour. So thank you for attending, and we're going to get started on time so we can get done on time. So we've got something really exciting to share with all of you. Today, we're going to be giving you a sneak peek at TextiQ that is actually going live today. And it's a smart new tool that's inside of Qualtrics that you use for your patient experience surveys. And it's going to really change the way that you can listen to and learn from your patient feedback. So our session today is brought to you by the SIP Patient Experience team. My name is Stephanie Kincaid. I am one of the patient experience consultants, and I'm here with support from our awesome partners at Qualtrics, who I'll be introducing in just a couple of minutes. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive in and check out how this new TextiQ functionality can help you tune into what your patients are really saying and the everyday comments and insights that you can actually use to make things better within your practice. So let's go ahead and get started. Oops, that's to work here. All right, so what exactly is TextiQ? So it's a smart tool that's actually been built into Qualtrics that's going to help you make sense of all of those open-ended comments that your patients are leaving in their surveys, right? And I know for a lot of you, it's a lot of information to wade through, right? So instead of reading through all of your comments one by one, TextiQ automatically picks up on key topics, themes and sentiments and trends so that you can quickly see what's coming up most often in the feedback that you're receiving from your patients. It also uses something called sentiment analysis to tell you how your patients are feeling, and it does that by classifying responses as either positive, negative, or neutral, or mixed, so that it gives you a really clear picture of what the emotional tone is behind the words that your patients are leaving in their comments. And the really cool thing is because it works in real time, you can keep an eye on your feedback as it's coming in, and you can spot the patterns right from your dashboard immediately as surveys are being completed. So there's no more spreadsheets or having to go and, pull all the data into a spreadsheet and then sort it so that you can look at all of the information. So let's take a minute and just explore why TextiQ is really going to be a game changer. First, what it does is it's going to unlock the power of all of those free text comments that your patients are leaving. And as we know in our patient experience survey, the comment section is really where the wealth of information lies for all of you in the practices, right? Because it's more than just a checkbox. It's really those patients letting you know how they're really feeling. And that's really where they share their most honest feedback. And instead of manually having to read thousands of patient comments, which that's one of those things when you look through it, it's, you're trying to find out what's the trends, what's going on. TextiQ is actually using AI automation to actually detect those topics and the sentiments. And it's going to save you time from having to drill down into all those individual comments. You can still look at them. You still have the same functionality that you did before. This is just an added enhancement, right? And it's going to enhance the ability you have in decision-making by really surfacing some of those common themes and the emotional tones that you might not be aware of if you're looking at your comments one by one. And that's going to really help you prioritize maybe what's most important for you to focus on for improvement within your practice. And then the other very cool thing is just like you have in your normal Qualtrics dashboard, the additional visual dashboards are going to share those insights very easily with you, and it's a way that you can visually share the feedback with your clinicians and your staff. And you can still filter just as you did by provider, by location, by survey method. So it's just an added enhancement. It doesn't take anything away, but it's going to help you kind of drill down into that information a little more easily. So it helps you move from that data overload to being a little more clear and to help you kind of quickly identify what actions or changes that are needed to drive the meaningful improvements that you want in your practice. So now that we've kind of covered the basics, we want you to see TextiQ in action. That's where it's really amazing to see kind of what this functionality will do. So we're going to walk through a live demo so that you can get a feel for how it works. Again, I mentioned that it is live now. Dylan's just turned it on, so you guys will be able to see it as soon as we get done today. And he's going to show you kind of how it picks up on key themes, reads the emotional tone, and shows trends over time. And then following this session, just to let you know, we'll also be sending out a tip sheet that kind of highlights how you can use this feature. And I'll get that sent out to all of you within the next day or so, as long as you logged in and left your email address when you registered when you logged in, which I think you were required to do. So one thing, just as you're watching, I'm going to ask you to think about how might this help you better understand what your patients are really saying, and how might it support your team's efforts to improve patient experience. So before we jump into the demo, I want to introduce someone who's played a really big role in making all of this happen. We have with us today Dylan Marstella, our technical account manager from Qualtrics. And Dylan's been working with us for quite a while, and he's been working really closely with us on a bunch of exciting updates that we have coming. So just a couple things before we get started. We have additional survey languages that are being added. We will be adding Russian, Vietnamese, Arabic, and Punjabi, which will soon be available and will be able to help you better connect and capture the voice of all of your diverse patient communities. And he's also helping us pilot a new, easier to use email survey experience that we hope to roll out to all of the practices soon. And of course, he's here. He's been a key partner in this whole TextiQ piece and bringing it to life. And that's the tool that we're spotlighting today and the reason we're all here. So I'm going to hand it over to Dylan. Thanks so much, Dylan, for being here. And I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Steph. That was an amazing introduction. I just want to start by saying I really appreciate you all for being here. I think I don't think I've gotten to meet many of you, and I think I'm just super excited to really get on the ground working with you all. I think a big thing here is we want you guys to use this new feature and really get your feedback from it. I really just want you to try to think about how this can help you and what more would be helpful for you in the future. But like Steph said, I've been working with Sutter patient experience team for I think like a year and a half now, which time has flown by. But that means I've kind of worked with all things. So within the surveys, the dashboards, like they're saying, the TextiQ, and also the languages. And my job really is to make sure that we're doing all that we can within Qualtrics to improve the patient experience as much as possible. So getting as much information as we can from patients and then putting that data together in a way that's consumable to go and make actionable decisions to improve the patient experience. And that's something I am super excited about. It's not just, a job. And I think the patient experience team at Sutter Independent Physicians can kind of attest to that. I really feel like I'm part of the team, and that's why I'm super excited to be here. And hopefully you guys can see me eventually as like an extension of the team. You're always able to come and ask me questions, but I think for now, let's just get into TextiQ, and then maybe in the future, there will be more and more things that we can all talk about.
Okay, Dylan, I'm going to let you share your screen.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm going to start by just going into Qualtrics and showing how to navigate to this TextiQ. Like Steph mentioned, we didn't add any new dashboards or anything like that, so there's not going to be any need to go anywhere new. This is all going to be within the patient visit dashboard. So if I'm in this dashboard, I can go ahead and click, or when I'm in Qualtrics, I can go ahead and click the patient visit dashboard and open that dashboard up. And then you'll see within the practice dashboard, this is where our TextiQ lives. So if I scroll all the way down, you can see our normal data here. Nothing here has changed, but we have two new sections at the bottom of this page. We have the feedback section, which has some of our TextiQ here. And then we also have a staff recognition section here. Now I'll start with this feedback section. So this TextiQ, this is what TextiQ looks like. So we have three widgets here. We have a TextiQ table, a comment widget, and a comment cloud. So this section here is focused on the question, how can we improve in the future? So this question is asked to individuals who are detractors or passives on the likelihood to recommend question. So this means they answer not at all likely, not likely, or neither unlikely or likely to recommend to a friend or family member. This means that a lot of the information, the comments that come in are negative. That is due to the nature of the question. It's how can we improve? And we're only asking to detractors. So if I look at this TextIQ table on the left, what I see here in the left column is what's called our TextIQ model. So these are the topics that we have built out for comments to get assigned to. So we basically have all of these buckets, and we want TextIQ to put each comment that comes in into a bucket if applicable. So you can see we have likelihood to recommend, appointment, staff, provider, and care. These are what's called our parent topics. So within our parent topics, these are like our overarching topics. Within our parent topics, we have what's called subtopics. So within appointment, you can see we have wait, scheduling, and access. These are all things that are their own topic, but when they are assigned, they're basically assigned the parent topic appointment because it's kind of talking about the appointment itself. We also have staff, which has staff to work together, roles, and staff concern. And we also have provider, listen carefully, explain clearly, and courtesy. And then we have care at the bottom here, which has treatment/procedure, safety, experience, and trust. In the second column here, we can see the number of comments that are within each of these buckets. So for likelihood to recommend, we currently have 4 comments. For appointment, for wait time, or for wait, we have 50, scheduling 19, access 58. You should see as well below that we have staff. And then I won't go through all of those, but on the right-hand side here, we have our sentiment bar. So this is our distribution of sentiment. So the percentage of comments in each sentiment for each of these topics. So we do have like a label at the bottom here where it shows you very negative, negative, mixed, positive, very positive, and neutral. The sentiment analysis isn't something that we build out on the patient experience side. These are automatically assigned by the TextIQ product. And once a topic comes in, or once a comment comes in, every comment that comes in will be assigned a sentiment. So as you can see here, we have lots of negative. Like I said, this is due to the nature of the question and the nature of when we're asking the question. But you can see here, if I were to hover over any of these topics, so for weight, mostly negative here. We have 4% very negative, 78% negative, and then just 12% positive and 6% neutral. So that's our sentiment. That's our TextIQ table. So we have topics, the count of comments in each of those topics, and then the sentiment distribution for each of those topics as well. And then on the right here, we have just our normal comment widget. This is bringing in all comments, not just comments that are assigned a specific topic. They're just all comments that have come in. And what we can see here is the practice ID. The actual topic that is being assigned is at the top here as well. So that's kind of what we call a subtitle within this widget, and then the how long ago the actual comment came in. And if you hover over that, you can see the date as well. On the left, we also have the actual likelihood to recommend score. So 3 would be that they said neither likely or unlikely to recommend. 2 would be unlikely, and 3 would be, or 1 would be not likely at all. So that's our comment widget. It's going to automatically go in order from like most recent to least recent, I guess. And then finally, at the bottom of this section, we have the comment cloud. This comment cloud was actually already in your dashboard before, but we added some new fun things to it, which I'll get into here in a second. We also have the staff recognition, works the exact same way. The purpose of this, so this is the question that's asking, would you like to recognize any staff or have any additional comments? So you can see here, we only have 2 topics. We only have staff and physicians. The purpose of this is to really just let you filter the dashboard by staff or your comments by staff or physicians that have come in. And then we also have a comment cloud here. So what this can be used for, and something that's very cool, I think, and in allowing you to analyze your comments that have come in, is we can actually go into this TextiQ widget or TextiQ table on the left and click on one of these topics here. So if I wanted to look at all topics that talked about appointment or have the topic appointment assigned, I can go ahead and just click appointment and it's automatically going to filter the dashboard. So now we can see all the topics on the right that talk about appointment or have been assigned the topic appointment. If we want to filter down even more into wait, we can go ahead and do that by clicking wait. And now this is going to bring any comment that talks about wait time. So even going further, if we wanted to look even a little bit further, we have this likelihood to recommend comment cloud at the bottom. And this is going to automatically highlight and make words that are used more, or more comments have used the word, the bigger and the bluer these words are going to be. So you can see weight has been mentioned. You can see all of the topics here. One thing I want to say very quick is you can also easily reset the filter. So I can go ahead and click reset, and that's automatically going to reset the entire dashboard here. So let's say that I was down here and I wanted to look at all topic or all comments that talk about the receptionist, let's say. Then I can go ahead and click that, and that's going to bring all comments and highlight the word receptionist in the top right here. I can also reset to default again. And we also have that same abilities with the staff recognition down here. So within the staff recognition, this is where I really think this comment cloud could be helpful, because obviously we have a lot of great staff, but maybe we want to see exactly where our staff are doing great. So maybe professional. If I wanted to see all the comments that mention professional, I could go ahead and click there. If I wanted to think only the professional comments that are talking about physicians, I can go ahead and do that. And now we have all comments that come in that are talking specifically about physicians who are professional. I'll go ahead and reset to default again. And like Steph mentioned, you have still all the same capabilities of filtering in your dashboard. So let's say that I was filtering for this practice here. Then it would only show comments that have come in for this practice. Let's see here. So I'm also going to just, for demonstration purposes, change this to all time. But you can see for this practice, we have 7 comments that have been assigned a topic, 11 comments have come in. And if I wanted to look at specifically maybe staff concern, because I know that's a big priority, I could go ahead and click here and review those comments here. And also still with the THMD as a practice ID, you can always go down to provider specifically and location name specifically, as well as specialty and all of your other filters there. I think that's all I got as far as the widgets go within Qualtrics and what TextiQ can do and how we have it currently built out. While I'm in here, is there any questions or any demonstrations I can do?
Yeah, feel free, folks, to *6 to unmute yourselves and ask any questions. And one thing just to let you all know, the functionality hasn't changed in that you will only be able to see your practice information. So when you're filtering, you can't filter and look at other practice information, but you can filter by provider name, location name, also by survey method. So if you're using both QR codes and the tablets, you can filter by that as well. Any questions? Dylan, you did such a great job explaining it all.
All right, I'll go ahead and stop sharing.
Okay.
Lastly, I'll say is like the more comments we have from the survey, the more and more helpful this will be. So just keep pushing those surveys out.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dylan, for your time. We just wanted to do this live because we felt there was a lot more, seeing the functionality live and having someone explain it works a lot better sometimes than a tip sheet does. So hopefully you guys all found this helpful. Chris, I love your question. Curious how you all see this working for you. Yeah, I'd love to hear some feedback if you guys don't mind putting in the chat. You know, what are your thoughts about the functionality? And is there anything else you'd like to see? Let's see, do the comments include the nurse practitioners as well, or just the doctor's comments? Great question, Terry. So it would depend on whether you are surveying your APCs in your office or not. So if they are part of the survey, it will be included. Whoever's being surveyed, all of that will be incorporated under the provider section. Any other comments or questions?
I'll also say, just as you're using this over the next month or a couple of weeks, we'd love your feedback any way you want to give it. I know I will be at the office manager meeting. I don't know how many will be there, but I will be there, and feel free to just come up to me and ask questions or talk to me about it. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning that, Dylan. We will be actually showcasing the surveys and doing live demos at the SIP office manager meeting. So for those of you that are office managers that will be attending, we will definitely have Dylan there, and you can chat with him then. And we are, again, really excited just about all the functionality and the partnership with Qualtrics and how they really want to enhance the patient experience within our practices. So thank you, Dylan, for all of your hard work. Also, just wanted to make sure you all know who we all are. So this is our current team. Angela and myself are the patient experience consultants for SIP. Many of you probably also know Jonathan Gonzalez. He is our project coordinator, and he is our iPad guru. So if there's anything ever with your iPads going on, he is, oops, did I not share my screen? Thanks, Chris, for telling me. Let's see here, sorry. There we go. He's all things iPad, so he will be able to help you with any questions you have. If you need to have new providers added, or you can always email any of us, or also send your emails to the SIP Service Excellence email that's there showing on the screen, and we'll be able to help you with whatever questions you have. And like I said, I will be sending the tip sheet out after today's session, and we'll be sending that to you. And again, would love to hear the feedback you have. And if you have any questions, once you start using it, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. Chris Lim is our manager, and also Dr. Vaughn, our medical director. And we're happy to help you in any way that we can. So let's see, I saw there were a couple more. Oh, Amber asked, if a patient doesn't answer certain questions, does it mark down our survey scores or just not count? Great question, Amber. If they don't answer a question, it's just skipped. It's not included in your total. So the one thing to be aware of is patients can skip any question. So when you're looking at your survey numbers on your dashboard, when you're tracking to make sure that they're meeting the 20 surveys every 2 months, it is giving you the number for likelihood to recommend on that July to December dashboard at the very top. So that will tell you how many surveys have been done with that question answered. And that question, you have to have 20 surveys every 2 months for them to qualify for full incentive. That's a question that we get a lot. Are there any other questions? All right, well, let's see, will there be an option for patients to receive a survey via text? That's a great question. And we actually are working on that. We actually have a couple of practices right now that are piloting the email functionality that is similar to how it worked in Cypher, if any of you did it through Cypher, our old survey vendor. And we are hoping to eventually get to where we can do it via text as well, where you can just send them immediately as the patients are checking out and send them the survey, because we know that text specifically, but text and email, oftentimes your patients will give you much more feedback than they would when they're answering on a tablet at the office. So that is something that is coming, and hopefully we'll have it in the future soon. All right. Well, it is 12:56. I'll give you 4 minutes back in your day. We're happy to stay on and answer any questions if any of you have any specific questions, but thanks for taking time out of your lunch hour. Hopefully you found this new functionality interesting, and I hope you all play around with it and let us know what you think. Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Seb, I think you're on mute.
Oh, I don't think there's any questions. I think we're good. Thanks so much for being on today.
Of course. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye.
Your leader, we got engaged with plans across the system.